So in this video, we're going to go over some other basic techniques that I didn't cover in our first basics video. We didn't go over shuto, thrust kick, or round kick. So I'm going to go over those three techniques now. All right, so for shuto, in basics, you're going to be doing shuto in back stance. Most your katas, your shutos are in back stance as well. So we did go over back stance a little bit, but you want to have your feet pretty much in a line, right? You don't want to be too wide. Your heels would line up with each other and make a right angle, right? So once you've taken a step, you want most of your weight on your back knee, and then your front knee is not locked out. Your toes are straight ahead. I'll turn to the side so you can see. You want to try to not let your knee cave in. Keep that back knee out over your toes. So if you're in such a long stance that you can't get that knee position, just make it shorter. All right, so for shuto, the way we do it in basics is you would have the hand on your stomach, come to the opposite ear, that's the cover, and then as you come forward and do the actual chop, you end up in almost like a middle block position. You want your elbow bent, right? Your thumbs tucked in shuto. Your fingertips are about as high as your shoulder. This way your elbow is also protecting your ribs. Okay? So then now if I do it on my left, I come across, right, to the opposite ear. Another dynamic that's happening is this hand is turning as I chop. Okay? So you're using the blade of your hand is below your little finger, running to just a few inches between your little finger and your wrist. Okay? That's a good surface to hit with. You could hit with the blade of your arm, but you don't want to risk hitting with your wrist, breaking that. So it's really just the last few inches of your hand. Okay? Now going backwards, it's the same cover. When you're stepping, one thing you want to watch for is as you go back, you bend that back knee, but you don't let your front leg lock out. Coming across the body as you chop. Okay? And then this hand, the support hand is just basically on your stomach and it's palm up. It's not pulling back to your hip like the other blocks. Okay, now the finishing technique we do in basics, that left arm, and we usually end with the left side forward. We'll block down, right? Almost kind of creating a tabletop. And then my right hand is gonna come and thrust. It really feels like a punch, okay? And so again, that's yoi would be the command in basics. You block down. Hajime, you would step and thrust. And kiai, and this hand would be underneath your tricep, and you're in a front stance, okay? Okay, now I'm gonna go over some of the kicks that we didn't do in the last video. So again, you would start with an X block, stepping forward into guard. Right? Now the thrust kick, it functions much like snap kick. You still chamber, you extend your leg out, but now the big difference is snap kick is going up and you're kicking with the top. For thrust kick, you're pushing through and you're kicking with the bottom of your foot. Okay? One important thing is you want to curl your toes back and not just kick with your foot flat. You're kicking with the ball of your foot. All right, I'll turn, and in basics, you would X block, come back into guard. A common mistake we see in this kick, really any of the kicks, is having your bottom foot come up and then losing your balance. So you want to keep that heel down. You'll probably even notice that I actually drop a little bit as I do my kick because I'm loading that bottom leg to have good balance and stability. Okay? And of course, you turn, you do an X block. So for thrust kick, you really want to feel like you're driving through with your hip, tuck your tailbone, you even contract your stomach, and that'll give you more power in the kick. Now, a round kick is a bit tricky. Your front foot will turn, you chamber to the side, and kick. You are kicking with the top of your foot. There's other methods of doing round kick where you actually kick with the ball of your foot, but you'd have to be at a correct angle, and that's a little tricky in real life. So we kick with the top, then that leg would step, turn the front foot. If you don't turn that front foot and you go for a kick, you put a lot of pressure on your knee. So you want to turn that foot. Now you could do a low round kick. You don't have to kick into somebody's ribs or solar plexus. If you have the flexibility, you could kick for the head. But another great target low is just for the knee. You could be kicking out somebody's kneecap. You could kick them on the inside of the leg. Now I turn, X block, Try to turn your hip as you kick. However, as you come forward, just make sure you didn't turn so far that now you're veering off to a side. After you kick, you want to be able to get your guard back to center. Okay? So that concludes the last 3 basic techniques that we didn't have in the first video, and that would be now the full set of basics the way you would do it in testing.